It is Sunday, May 17th, and I'm going to put a warning on anybody who's watching this video. I don't normally cuss in my videos, but I will be cussing today because I've been doing battle with a groundhog for probably 2 weeks now, and it's eaten so many things. But first we'll start happy. We'll start happy with my green stock is doing fine, doing well. Had some volunteers like a squash, who knows. My baby birds, they were wrens. They've fledged and their little nest has kind of collapsed, but we actually saw them fledge. It was amazing and cute. And everything else in here is doing pretty well. Got some black nebula carrots, strawberry planter. This is originally supposed to be, did not work out at all. Cilantro is doing fine. Just got rid of a volunteer tomato in there. Couldn't take that out. Bok choy and cardinal basil doing fine. 2 of them bolted. I harvested off of them, made some stir fry. Colocacea's getting hardened off. As are my trees. They're all hardened off now. Just gotta move them back up to the patio. Bay laurel doing well. This is my Lisbon lemon here, doing fine. Goth Girl seed packet started and moved it in, and this is much later in the day than I started out. I did battle with iMovie for a while and gave up. Couldn't make it do what I wanted to do, and so I'm starting over, so it's going to be a lot more background noise. So sorry to future me watching this. But yeah, squirrels keep digging us up because they're little fuckers. Here comes the cussing. And cilantro, it's fine. I got lots of cilantro. I'm trying to make this dahlia tuber sprout, see if it's viable. And they keep digging it up, so I may never know, or it may have been viable and not anymore. But yeah, squirrels won't leave my shit alone. Groundhog won't leave my shit alone. Oh, Dahlia, she's doing well. My Rose putting on a show here. Good job, ma'am. We'll go see things up here. Harvey Hill lemon hanging on. Bear's lime, which, like, the tree doesn't look great, but she's making fruit. She's surviving, putting on some new buds. Meyer lemon doing fine. And here's the beginning of groundhog damage. It's potato, it's fine, but like, why are you eating my tomatoes? Little fucker. Lots of F-bombs, y'all. So it's mostly me that watches these all the way to the end, so it's totally fine. It's not a thing. Greenhouse, lots of seedlings still to plant out. I'm probably overdue for putting some of these puppies in the ground, but it's I've just been busy. It's not happening. But they're hanging on, and they're 2 small containers, like you, little artichoke. Thank you for your service. Some peppers. The peppers are fine. Like, kind of needs to be hot to put peppers out, I think I've determined. But yeah, everything else there, the melons and the squashes, needs to be hot for them too. Poppies. These carrots, are they ever going to get in the ground? Good question. Don't know. Cuttings, Tradescantia and a dahlia, both seem to be catching. Awesome. A couple of irises from the front that I haven't done anything with. The rest of the irises, I overwatered them. I'm trying to let them recover. I put them inside so the squirrels wouldn't eat them. Dahlias that a dear friend gave me, a bunch of tubers. Some of those are coming up. Starting there, mostly purple, I think, but there's a couple of mystery ones in there, so I won't know. Tomato I got to give to my boss. These are all dahlias as well. But it's kind of like the single tubers that broke off. Going to see if they sprout. See a couple little things happen in there. Good job, guys. And then asparagus. This is year 2. Can't cut on it yet for pretty much everything in there. Pine berries. I did have like one sizable pine berry in here, and yeah, somebody stole it. Fuckers. You're gonna hear that a lot today. Strawberry patch that I pulled stuff up from the front and tried to transplant it. Squirrels kept digging them up because they also are fuckers again. This side, doing well. A lot of blackberries coming up in there. I probably need to cut some of them puppies out. Mango pawpaw, she's healthy. Serviceberry, healthy. Cranberry viburnum, also healthy. And then over here, try not to look too hard at the pile of sticks, like all the chaos over here. Comfrey, also happy and healthy. Clematis gave me some flowers. Here's a brand new spot that the groundhog came in. This is like the 5th or 6th place. We're going to end up with this entire thing lined with rocks. That's huckleberry back there, some blackberry. But this guy, is a tenacious little fucker. Black jewel raspberry has gone everywhere. Now my only hardy kiwi, was one of 2, is going crazy. Like, I need to tie it in. And so here we're just going to go on a little groundhog tour because this fucking guy. So basically anything that was a brassica has gotten chomped. So a lot of this, like that, I didn't cut any of that back. That's all groundhog damage. That's what all of these look like. And then I went through and cut off some of the damage on some of them. I actually did, there was one that I just harvested the leaves off of and did braised them, cooked them in some broth. Like you do collards because they're kind of tough, but it was good. Turned out good. Groundhog also snipped off all my peas, pulled them down, snipped them off. I do have finally a flower, so yay for that. But look at that, right in the middle. It hasn't taken out all of the babies, but most of them. Some of these, it just took some leaves off. It loves zinnias, but this one survived. Queen Blush zinnia, got one flower happening. Let's go. Well, let's look at something pretty first. Tropicana, tea rose, blueberries. It doesn't like mustard. We found that out. Or roselle. Doesn't seem to like chard since that's escaped. This little kale has escaped. It's the only one that hasn't been snipped off. Volunteer nasturtium. It liked whatever that is. Lavender is blooming. That's nice. Loves cabbage. I had 6 cabbages in here, and I was going to harvest this one. Again, left it for the next day. Then it came back and chomped right out the middle of it. And I was like, that's not cool. So I came back and I plucked up the other 4 that were in here and left that one, hoping it would just stick to that. It did not. So all of the brassicas in here, these are basically all broccoli. I can't get large heads because of the weather here, but it'll do multiple small heads, and they're great in stir fry. And I literally said out loud, "Oh, I'll come back and get you tomorrow because I don't want to cook stir fry tonight and I want them to be fresh." And that little fucker came and took every single floret. It left me one, so I guess I should say every single. Almost. It doesn't like broccoli rabe, I guess. That's broccoli rabe. But yeah, all of these. And then there were some babies that were sprinkled in here too. It ate most of those. It ate a pepper plant, snipped off a pepper plant. I'm lucky I haven't. And it actually had eaten an artichoke I put out, an artichoke baby on the other level. There is a zinnia under here that's surviving. It has been snipped off, but I guess because it's under the borage leaves now, the groundhog doesn't know it's there. So great job. I might have that, but squash leaves. 8 squash leaves. That's a zinnia. Yep. That little stick is a zinnia. And then here's where the battle started. And also, hey, there's mint, which I know you're not supposed to plant in the ground unless you really mean it, but it was supposed to be a deterrent. It's not. It's not a deterrent. And that's from multiple years ago. It's stuck up so many times. But see, this right here, all along this wall, this fence. So this fence came down during Helene, took out half of my big tree, half of my apple tree, and I had a hardy kiwi that was on here. And obviously it had to come down. I cut it down to basically the roots, and it came back beautifully. See all that? It was 6 years old, came back, it was doing great. Groundhog dug in over there, and I filled it in, I put some rocks on it, and which pulled up some of the roots, but it was okay. It made it, and it did that several times. I kept adding stuff to it. Then it dug on the other side. Again, filled it in, put more rocks. And then little fucker came in the middle, snipped off the plant at the root, and then I don't know what happened to the root ball. I couldn't even replant it if I wanted. It just disappeared. It's probably in the pile of dirt on the other side of the fence. So yeah, 6-year-old hardy kiwi that made it through a hurricane is dead. And I just want you to know the lengths that we've gone to keep this little groundhog out. Maybe a family of groundhogs, I don't know. We've only ever seen one at a time. But like this side of the fence, again, helene damage. You see all those stumps? Those are the trees. We had 3 trees that fell in the backyard all in one spot in a clump. They lined the fence all the way down. Also, you see the jungle encroaching on my yard here. So yeah, that's all the way down. And then also, because this is where it kept coming in, like it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and they would just pull the stuff aside, no big deal, whatever. But yeah, and now we're gonna have to put the rocks from the retaining wall that got pulled out all on this side. So we still have some work to do, but it's holding for the moment. But you know, very tenacious, fat, and determined groundhog has been pissing me off in a major way. I've never wished violence on an animal in my whole life. Fucking groundhog. All the cauliflower. See? Cauliflower. Down to the nub. All of it. Greedy little fucker. And lavender. That's lavender pretty. Okay, so back to the things that are actually happy in the garden now that I've gotten the venom out about the goddamn groundhog. So yeah, pretty lavender and my cabbages. And I'm leaving the cabbages. If it makes it back in, hopefully it'll come back to this, but it just keeps finding new things. So yeah, bush tomatoes on the front. I got Roma, San Marzano, and black plum. I'm pretty sure I put black cherry on this one, green zebra, and then black crim, and maybe one more black cherry because I had more. See, fucker. Okay. Contender peach, great job. 2nd year in the ground. Replacement. She's doing awesome. Very, very thick. I'll have to thin her out at some point. My Honeycrisp apple that got cut in half in Helene is rebounded. Still no flowers. Oh, look at that. Rhubarb. Groundhog ate my rhubarb. Sage. There's some kale under there. It ate that. Yeah. Okay, focus. Broccoli rabe is still here. We're going to focus on the good now. The pepper plants are still alive. And it doesn't like mustard, so maybe I'll be growing a lot of mustard in the future. Volunteer, I think, pumpkin plant. Not entirely sure since it's a volunteer. Who knows? It could be a squashkin or something. Fig tree is doing weird things. And I cut it back some, and like the ends that don't have leaves are still alive. So, like, as I started cutting out thinking they were dead, and they're not. So I'm leaving it for the time being. Blackberry is doing very well. She's got some berries on her there. Since I had to cut down the ones on the other end of the yard, at least to get something this year, because the ones on the other end had evidence of cane borers. Pawpaw, looking beautiful. Honeycrisp apple. No, that's not Honeycrisp. Pink lady, excuse me. What am I talking about? Elderberry. Go back here. I always forget the stuff back in the corner because they're hiding. She's doing well. Blue oyster mushroom log, not mushrooming yet. Elderberry cuttings that a neighbor gave me, and I literally stuck in the ground. Not best practices, but 2 out of 3 of them are making it. Great job, elderberries. Raspberry patch plus some giant weed. completely out of the bed they were put in. They do what they want. This is the Caution Quince, year 2 in the ground. Check 17 Honeyberry. Suncoast Nectarine. She lost all her blooms because we had a frost right when she was trying to make them, but it's probably okay. You probably need to grow a little bit more before you try and make fruit. Harvey Hill Peach, which is a volunteer in my bed. Who knows if it's edible? We'll see one day. Indigo Treat Honeyberry, plus Ginormous Mullen that we're going to let be. Crimea Quince. The blueberries back here. I might move these at the end of the season. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe over the winter. Blueberry seems to be doing okay, but she's like 7 years old. She could be doing better anywhere else, I'm sure. Needs a little more sun. They do okay in the shade, but they clearly, she's that old and that small. We need to find a better home for her. Pink lemonade blueberries, again, had frost right when she was making flowers, so we did lose a lot, but we still have some, so that's fun. A little raspberry patch. These all used to be in the bed, by the way, and like none of them are in the bed anymore. Well, a few. This guy's there. This guy's there. Look at this little bed that I made last year. 2 out of 4 hydrangeas survived the winter. Great job, guys. Some little sticks back there that used to be hydrangeas. Cannas that a neighbor gave me bulbs for. Heuchera, some kind of lily that I clearly put in the ground. I don't remember what it is. I did place those heucheras from last year. I put 3 in here that I pulled out of the front, and only one of them made it, but great job, little heuchera. This hydrangea, also put in last year, I thought was dead, has just put out new leaves. Great job. Well done. And I'm going to do one more thing that I forgot to look at because this is kind of hilarious. We had a wood pile here for 1.5 years because Helene, and I got like, they were, I don't know, 15 feet high, crazy, so much. Finally got through all of it, disposed of all of it, chipped it up, all that kind of stuff. I got no ground cherries last year. And it's because there were rats that were living in this wood pile. And this year, I have a whole ground cherry patch. I have borage too, which I kind of knew was going to be here, but I wasn't expecting a ground cherry patch in the middle of the dead zone in my yard that was a giant pile of wood for 1.5 years. But so yeah, that's the state of things and my Yarden, aka goddamn Groundhog buffet.